Video games seem to have lost their spark for many different people. There's many different reasons for people to not like video games as much as they used to back in the day. Now, one big reason is because, we're not kids anymore. Most of us are adults and we are having adult lives, and there's many complications that come with an adult's life. So let me just go ahead and break down my personal feelings on this, right? So nothing surprises me anymore. That's number one. And what do I mean by that? Well, I've seen a lot. I'm 28 years old. I've seen a lot, and nothing really surprises me anymore. Many times in these video games, they're always open world. You always have to go to this one quest to the next quest, and it's just a tried and true thing that gets the sales, but it doesn't really break the ice, or it doesn't really break the mold, is what I mean to say. So it's not very surprising because I've seen it many times over. And there's many games out there that I have never played, but basically I have already played, if that makes any sense. Now, that's me personally. I guess I'm old, I'm an unk now. But number two is a little bit very personal. So being in debt is always in the back of my head, and other money problems in general. So I'm not gonna lie, I make too much money to really have money problems. And I even said, like, last year in one of my videos, like, oh, I have a plan to do this and that, and I didn't do it. I just simply didn't. So I'm in debt because I've made really trash decisions with how to spend my money and how to invest it, and invest in it in general. And long story short, I met with my aunt last week, and she's a really successful financial person, and my uncle as well. They gave me some really good pointers, and I actually found out that I was spending more money than I was making, and I didn't even realize that, even though it should have been realizable, because I legit have a loan that I have not paid off. I have two loans I haven't paid off, actually three. So with that being said, that's always going to be in the back of my mind. Like, I owe money to these people, and yet here I am playing the game when I should be working overtime at work, and not only working overtime but paying back debt off. And when it comes to debt and interest, right? The interest builds daily. So basically, I realize that I'm giving someone $40 a day just because I exist right now, and I don't have my bills paid, right? Or debt. I have bills paid, but not debt. So that's a very personal thing, and it's always going to be in the back of my head if I'm just chilling and playing the game, and that's not okay. So it's something I have been making sure to take care of recently. As proof, I guess I could say I spent $600 like the other day to get rid of some of my debt, and just to make that money that's disappearing from my wallet every day a little bit less, because interest builds over time every day. So that's something I am working on now, and that's a big one. But number three is everyone I know needs help, and I can't do enough to help them. Now, I'm not going to say this is the main reason, because it sure isn't, but all the people, like just yesterday, man, I basically gave away 120 bucks, right? I spent, no, yesterday I spent 60. I gave away 60 bucks. The day before that, I gave away 80 bucks. Now, it's because I'm helping people that I care about. I'm helping people who need help. Now, the person I gave 80 bucks legit needs that. And it's because they're in a situation that they didn't even put themselves, well, they did put themselves into that situation, but it was a genuine accident. And I know they're good for it, but it's still the facts. And I didn't even give that money. I actually did ask for that back. But the $60 I gave away yesterday, I did not ask for it back. They both needed it. So one of my friends is like literally injured. They got in a car crash, and they lost everything that they had, like their job, their money, In the car crash, I don't even know if it was their fault or not. I did not ask, but I know that they have like broken body parts that they just got done learning how to walk a couple months ago. They had to literally relearn how to walk. It's actually pretty tragic. And I can only imagine if I was in that situation and then I lost my job because I can't do my job and stuff. That would suck. So with that being said, I'm just like, yeah, let me just make sure I'm good, or make sure they're good. And it's just a situation you never expect to be in, but yet here you are. And then, so it's 40 went to one person just so that the person who got their body messed up, and 20 went to a friend that they were just messing up, kind of like how I'm messing up, not going to work like they should, not doing the hours they know they could, and it's like they're struggling to pay bills, and I'm like, I get it. I was in the literal same boat, so I do literally get it, but I helped them out. So everyone I know needs help, and not even just that, but like, not gonna lie, my grandmother, she has health issues and stuff, and she doesn't eat right, and she got some of her money that she used to get. She's not getting as much as she used to, and I'm trying to give her money to just to say like, hey, spend this money on healthy foods. I don't want to hear any excuses. No excuses, please. I want you to live as long as you can. And eating healthy is serious for her because she has like diabetes, high blood pressure, all that bad stuff, and her kidneys are failing. And I'm like, this is not good, but I'm gonna at least help you in the way I know I can. And that's just my decision. That's my decision, and I'm taking responsibility for that. And yeah, so that's a big deal. Now, number 4 is honestly just too much drama going on. Now, unfortunately, with my brothers and sisters, you know, I told you guys my dad passed last year, and I didn't think anything bad was going to happen other than that. But apparently, my brother just betrayed everybody, bro. Like, the money that my dad left, he spent that on him and this new girlfriend he got, and he lived in the house still that my dad was in. And that's not a problem, but the money part was a problem because property taxes came up. He spent all that money on himself and his girl. DoorDash, eating, getting her presents. It wasn't his money, it was our money. Now, I wasn't taking any piece of that money. I chose not to because I'm like, I have my own money. I can make things work. But here's what happened. He spent it all on luxury for him and his girl. He didn't use it responsibly, and he screwed the whole family over. So I told him, if you're going to spend the money, then let's all spend it, you know, on ourselves and be greedy and selfish, you know? At least we would have all had our decision to do what we wanted to with that money. But he decided to do what he wanted to. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Him and my sister got into it really bad, and it's all his fault. My sister was actually trying to help him, make sure that he was fed, make sure he had money in his pocket, make sure that he was good financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, everything. And he just took that and took some more and took some more. And then his girl was a very, very ungrateful person. We don't even know this girl. She's just someone who came into his life and started, I think she did some literal voodoo magic on him. I'm not even joking. That's my actual belief. But I don't have proof, obviously. But when she came into the picture, everything just started changing, and like his mindset started changing. He started being way more ungrateful. He became unapologetic. He became greedy, selfish, and then him and my sister like lived together since birth. I didn't live with any of my brothers or sisters since birth ever, any of them. Like they lived together since birth, same mom, same dad, and he betrayed her, and he started calling her all kinds of names, calling her all types of disrespectful things, and he defected from her. She defected from him by moving away and out of that house because she just couldn't handle that disrespect and everything. But basically, without going any further into that story, just too much drama. You know, it kind of makes me not enjoy life in general as much because I just can't believe that my siblings are at each other's throats right now. And I did pick a side. I was trying my hardest not to, but my brother just showed how much of a bad person he's willing to be. It's kind of impossible not to, you know. And that's the drama, you know. That's number 4. So number 5 is damn near my entire life is devoted to my job. And unfortunately, that has been true even when I don't work all the overtime ever. I genuinely like plan my day around, oh, I gotta be at work at this time, so I can't do this and I can't do that because I probably won't have enough time to do it. And in reality, when I actually take that risk, I actually do have enough time. And if I am going to be late, it's not by much. It's by like 10 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes 30 minutes. But realistically, I just have to like stop planning my whole life around my job, because my job needs to be planned around what I can do outside of it, like making this video here. Because guys, you know, I haven't talked to you guys in months, and even the last video, before I posted the last video, it's been months before that. So it's just like, dang, I'm over here just letting my job decide what I do with my life. That's not cool. Now there's things I just can't get around, you know. From the hours of 2 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. I can't do anything except for work. And all the other hours of the day, 8 hours, I gotta sleep. And all those other 8 hours, more than likely some of those is going to be overtime. But even still, outside of that, I can do more than what I've been doing. So video games, though, just knowing that the clock is ticking down to needing to go to work, it makes me like, I don't even want to play that much, you know. So yeah, I don't have too much free time, honestly. But with that being said, guys, that's the things that makes video games not really very much enjoyable for me these days. But I will say, that if there's a way to make yourself not enjoy something, there is a way to make yourself enjoy something. There is a flip side to that. So I'm going to get into that now. So number one, get out of debt as soon as possible. Honestly, be responsible. So the whole nothing surprising me. I can't necessarily. I can become a better like that. That's like a legitimate brain change, like a literal neural network nerve signaling change that I have to do. It's like some scientific stuff for real. And like I have to go outside. I have to eat healthier. I have to make sure to actually go out of my way to do things that have nothing to do with work and have nothing to do with the video game itself, just so that when I do play the game, I'm like more grateful for having it. But before even that, I would have to get out of debt, honestly, because debt is a literal weight on my shoulder. It's something that weighs on me. It's something that's always in the back of my head. And it's like, if I were to lose my job right now, I would be so screwed. That's it. I'm not gonna lie, I do have a 401k, and that would help me. But I don't want to, like, if I were to lose my job, I don't want to have to use my 401k money to pay a debt. That should be, I lost my job, I have $5,000 saved in my pocket, and I have 401k on top of that. I might as well go on a vacation real fast just to forget about life, and then after that, I can apply for jobs in between and get another job, and I'll have every bill paid, all that. But no, that is really what's holding me back right now financially, and that is such a bad feeling. I don't like it. But I did have that meeting with my aunt, and it helped a lot. Now, number two, to enjoy video games again, stop trying to help everyone financially. I'm not gonna lie. So the friend that I helped yesterday to get $40 in their pocket so that they could stay somewhere in a room, I didn't have to do that, and I almost even told myself not to, only because this specific person they used to be a better friend to me than they have been recently. Now, they got in an accident. They were actually, I don't know if they were in a coma, but they were messed up. But even before they got in that accident, when I just said, hey, how's it going? How's life and stuff? They wouldn't reply to me. And the only time they would text me is when they asked for money. Now, before that, they texted me every day and all that cool stuff. We were cool. But at some point, they only texted me when they needed money. And then I gave them money. And then they did it again. And I told them I don't really have anything. I don't know if I did have it or didn't. I probably did have some money, but I just was not really down for that, because in between that, I would try to say, hey, how's life? And they wouldn't respond to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's not cool. I don't like that. And then you're only asking me for money. And then, once again, they did it again. They asked for money, and I gave it to them because I'm like, yeah, it's been a while. I can help you out, and you're still messed up physically, so I'm not gonna, I just want to help you out. Now, I will say, they did talk to me after that. Now, at the end of the day, no one has to talk to you. No one has to. But at the same time, I don't have to give them money. But if I am going to give them money, it kind of feels like I shouldn't complain too much because it's me choosing to do a thing. But there's still that thing in the back of my head to where I'm like, this is probably the last time I'm going to do it. But everyone's situation is different, Being messed up, mangled, and barely able to walk, like, that is crazy. So I don't know how to really go through this. I just do it because I feel like it's the right thing to do. But I will have to actually stop. This is number two of how to enjoy video games again. This is kind of how to enjoy life a little bit more again. Stop helping everyone out financially because I'm not even helping myself enough. But that's number two. This is a long-winded number two. Number two. Anyways, number three. Stop engaging in drama. So I told you how my brothers and sisters are at each other's throats. Now, my sister wants to stop. She's done being in the argument. She already had that phase, and she's pregnant. So she really doesn't want stress. So she's already done with the drama. My little brother, on the other hand, he doesn't. He says he wants to be done with the drama, but since he started it, I feel like there's just like this part of him knowing that he's in the wrong, that he wants to continuously have something to say and start something. Now, there are actions that my sister has taken. I'll probably make a whole video about this alone because it is a long-winded conversation. But me, where my role is in this, I'm in a whole different city. I don't want to be a part of the drama, but I am literally everyone's older brother. I have to be in there. But as far as continuing a conversation when I think there's no more conversation to be had, that's where the line needs to be drawn for me personally. Because that's just, if they're arguing and they're talking blah blah blah, then it is just blah blah blah. So I'll leave it alone. But if any developments are made or if any help is needed, then I will be there. But engaging in it in a capacity that I don't need to, then that needs to stop. So that's number 3. And number 4 is going to be the last one. I need to go to sleep as soon as I get off work, because I said how my life is devoted to my job, right, all the time in my day. Well, there's ways to get around that. So when I get off work, it's 10:30, and sometimes 12 lately, because I do need to work overtime. But I need to make a point to go to sleep the moment I leave work. And the moment I get home, brush my teeth. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one of those people who showers right after work. I'm sorry guys, but I'm so tired. I do clean my sheets though. But anyways, I need to go to sleep right after work, because that's just what needs to be done, so that I can refresh, recharge, and have 8 hours of sleep and wake up completely good and have a lot of time in my day to actually do things, right? So those are the ways to okay, so that was the video, honestly. So I appreciate you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you guys very much. And with that being said, I wanted to like drop some solutions instead of just listing problems and making a rant video. But I have a lot to talk about. It's been a while since I've been here. So yeah, with that, thank you guys for being here, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy doing whatever it is that you do in your day. All right, guys, peace out.